Disclaimer. Hello everyone, and to the latest Beyblade X manga chapter review. Before we continue with this video, first of all, support the official release, whether this is Amazon JP to purchase a core chord to support it, or let's say the volumes. Please support it. That being said, any images that I'm going to be using might be slightly altered for copyright reasons, but as well there is translation on them, and because of translation on them, that obviously means it's transformative and fair use. I have to put that legal disclaimer because Japan is Japan. But shout out to my boy Sky Shu and Kyo for the translation work and assistance with the manga chapter. Great work. So before we actually continue with that, I do got to plug mollabays.com because we have a sale going on where if you purchase 3 Beyblade X items, you get a 15% discount. And along with that, there's also the Beyblade Burst Winter Blowout sale. It is an optional way to support the channel, and I appreciate any and all support regardless. Now, we also feature bladers from Yggdrasil on a cover here. Now, of course, we have Burn Fujiwara owns Phoenix Wing, and then after we have Uni Namba, and she owns the Unicorn Beyblade. We then after have the blader who owns a Sphinx Beyblade, Zonamos. I'm trying to see if I can get the name right. Was it Nico Nama? Yama? Dear God. So, yeah, man. I mean, my thoughts on at least the new bays. The Sphinx one looks really cool. So obviously, the Sphinx one's going to be the February for the random booster select thing. So that'll at least be interesting. But it does look like we're going to, I guess, get a gear needle, which I think is pretty cool, actually. And honestly, the design, if we're going to be honest here, I think it looks really cool. I thought like when they're doing the team of like the namesake, I would have thought that maybe there'd be a theme around it, like maybe Norse mythology or something like that. I'm kind of so that it's more like just general mythology stuff, but yeah, you know, I just eventually want some sort of like Thor Beyblade, you know, that would have been really cool. But yeah, the design of it kind of reminds me of like vaguely Baldor, I guess. It looks very interesting. I'm very curious what the Ratchet is. Potentially new Ratchet, maybe. I cannot wait to see what this looks like in a few months. And we also have the Unicorn Beyblade. One, I think the blader has a pretty cool design. I think Uni looks pretty cool. And I like the whole thing that her hair is stylized with like a unicorn horn. And it also makes sense in the theme of her Beyblade because it's double style. One side is normal, the other side is different. So I kind of like that aspect to it. I'm assuming she will probably have, well, since we already have gear ball, so she would probably have gear taper. Wow. Very curious, actually. Very curious indeed. In terms of just the general designs, Unicorn looks pretty cool. I don't know if they give the eye a pupil or not. I hope it's just whited out because it'll look cooler that way. The Sphinx one looks really cool. Yeah. I'm honestly liking their team quite a bit. I do think it's funny because the guy on the team. Okay, I had a stupid theory. I originally thought it was like a monkey in a big suit or something like that, and it was just a monkey. Like, you know how like in Metal Fight, like there's the dog and the dog can also Beyblade. I thought it was something like that. I don't know. I guess I was really far off. I thought it'd be really funny if it was. He kind of looks like the type of character design, but yeah. They seem pretty cool and interesting. So essentially, the chapter starts off with Team Persona basically briefed that they are getting ready for the next big opponent, which is Team Yggdrasil, which, as Bird will point out, they're sponsor of the global pharmaceutical giant. Their financial resources are unlimited, so they spend absurd amounts of money in Bay development. That Team Yggdrasil. So I think it's really funny, that section, because there's so much exposition there, but it's comedically done, and I kind of like that quite a bit. And basically, they actually get sent a Beyblade, which is Phoenix Feather, which actually, I'm going to actually give them credit here. The way they actually build the plot around Phoenix Feather is something interesting for, like, promotional filler. So basically, this bay is completed using all the powerful technology of Yggdrasil, and he basically gets all these strong pro bladers, And he's like, okay, listen, we don't need to do five. We don't need to do like 5 separate battles. Just do all at the same time. And he absolutely beats the shit out of all of them. And Phoenix is so fast, it just obliterates them. And they're like, God damn it, we lost. And he's like, no, this Bey is so perfect. It focuses on every aspect on speed. Truly the fastest Beyblade. And because he put this Bey in mass production, he offers them the Beyblade so that they can experience the Unseen X. Since they got their ass beat, they get the opportunity now to use the Phoenix Feather to truly see a fast speed with the Bey Time Shift, a new speed level that the Beyblade can reach, which I do like that they're actually kind of building around this type of speed, and they're giving everyone a Phoenix Feather that's very important later on. Cool shit. Well, I do want to point out Team Persona's entrance when they're basically in Christmas outfits. I think is really funny. I do love the little gimmicky stuff whenever they do that. Yeah, like Bird's a reindeer, you know, Common X is Santa, Multi also like in a Santa outfit. And then after Team Yggdrasil answers, so Burn has like a lot of fan girls, and then after they give a little bit of backstory to it. More interesting is the backstory of their members. Basically, they're both exceptionally talented bladers transferred from other teams. So I'm very interested to see what other teams were they from. Will we see those teams that they defected from, or I don't know. So basically the whole theme with this is the fastest versus the fastest because of the fact that Common X and Burn both got extremely fast speeds in the Cut Over challenge. So basically he offers this challenge where it's like, hey, your speed is mesmerized by everybody, and I'm going to give you this option. If you beat me, or if I beat you, that is the only battle that will be decided. He basically gives that offer. So if Common X wins, that's it. If Burn wins, that's it. That's his original offer. So then after, Common X says, well, no. If I win this battle, then we'll still do the rest of the matches. But if you win, you'll win it all. And it's actually kind of neat talking about strategy because of the fact that, one, they're kind of talking about the idea of popularity if you lose or if you win, you know, how people will view you. But it Burns almost like a little bit insulted by the idea because he's basically given a handicap, and he talks about, and I feel like Burn has to be French because he uses like a lot of like French stuff, like a noble person must fulfill their responsibility. Are you standing above me and looking down upon me? And then he's like magnifique. So I think I'm interested in this. Because I think the setup for a Burn is that they're trying to play off Burn as kind of like this casual blade or whatever. He's so respectful. I think he's going to go a lot more unhinged as time goes on when things don't go his way. Because basically when the Beys collide, and when he, well actually before that, when he pulls out Phoenix Feather, his whole plan is speed, right? And it's a speed battle. Now, when the battle now actually commences, the battle of quote-unquote the fastest, since the Beys are going so fast, what is the biggest important thing about all of this in the battle? You'll notice that because of the fact that Phoenix Feather is heavy, it basically means that Drawn Dagger has to have a lot more effort to actually kill it, which I do like that they actually acknowledge the weight difference on purpose, and they try to make like a story element out of this in the battle. So when Common X tries to go for the Unseen X, because of the fact that everyone got Phoenix Feather, if everyone sees what a fast Beyblade is like, then they'll be able to see it because their eyes are adjusting to that fast speed. So in other words, every single blader that has done the Phoenix Feather can now see Common X's Unseen X. Essentially being that they have now adjusted to this new speed, that the Unseen X is now not that impressive in fast speed. Which I think is kind of an interesting element they introduced in this, playing on the idea of the fast extreme dash. And he basically uses Common X's impact to fly, to use it to bounce, and then after activate his extreme ability with generating the speed, with the fastest Bey of the Bey Time Shift, with the Phoenix's special move, Burning Maneuver. Okay, and then after he just kills him. Well, actually no. It's not confirmed that he kills him. It's just over finished. So, yeah. Okay. Final thoughts on the chapter. What do we think? I like the idea of the Bey Time Shift. Like they actually make like this cool kind of description term for essentially what happens when the Beys go at super fast speed. I like Burden. I feel is probably the main. Like obviously, every single group they go up against will be like an antagonist group, but like. The overall primary antagonist group, I think, will be Yggdrasil. And I'm very curious to see how this is going to develop till the end, with the whole idea of they have to adjust for the speed, they have to do all these things. Like, I'm so very curious to see how this will work out in the end. But yeah, aside from that, this was actually really, really exciting. I'm actually really excited to see. I like Burn as a character so far in the manga. I like the plan that Burn has. I'm interested in the other teammates, and I'm just wondering. So what I'm assuming, potentially, is that, I don't know, would they let Common X lose? I feel like he'll probably have to pull off a lot more, and he'll probably pull off some win where he actually had to fight quite a bit to show off his strength to barely win. And then the next 2 months could maybe be a mix of the Sphinx and the Unicorn battle for the thing. Because I'm just wondering, because they have to show the promo for Unicorn in the manga and eventually the Sphinx base, so I'm assuming they gotta do something like that. Let me know in the comments, what direction do you think they're gonna take this in? Because don't forget, now that the releases are gonna be, for the most part, at the end of the month, that means that it's longer time on actual speculation. So in a way, the manga basically gives us a lot more info than we initially thought, so that's kind of exciting, right? But yeah, man, that's kind of it for this video. I'm just really excited. Just an interesting Beyblade story. And I'm also curious to see how the anime will eventually adapt this. Hopefully they can do well, but yeah. That's going to be it for this video. Make sure to check out my Phoenix Wing review. Make sure to check out... No, that's about it. Yeah, no? Okay, well, yeah. Take care and bye. And more videos tomorrow, eh? Maybe Drake versus Phoenix tomorrow.